Hello, hello. I'm so happy to see. The question for today was, what cake do you absolutely adore? Now, if you don't love cake, but you adore pizza, which is also a pie, or any sort of pie, I want to know. Okay. I'm seeing amazing replies, at least on Facebook. Lots of people love cheesecake. I get that. Yes. Banana, red velvet. Paola has a wild strawberries and Italian cream on top of apple crumble with pistachio. Wow, sounds amazing. Mango forest cake. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is so amazing. I'm just loving hearing everyone's responses. Um, Banoffee. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So yesterday, I was talking to a dear friend and she was feeling very anxious about a project. Now, we've all gone through that, right? I definitely have almost every day a little moment of, oh my God, some big project is looming over my head. There's a deadline coming towards me. Don, don, don. And, where do I start? It's crazy. So sometimes when something really insurmountable is before me, I think of cake. Now, this may sound really strange, but hear me out, all right? And thank you for continuing to reply what cake you love because it is going to be helpful in our little exercise today. Now, let's say someone brings you a cake, right? For me, either a nice gooey chocolate cake, or my mom's caramel cake, or my dad's apple cake. It's so amazing. When I think of it itself, I feel a sense of happiness, I feel a sense of delight. And, tell me now in the comments, how would you eat that cake? Right now, would you take the whole cake and shove it down your mouth? Probably not. I can imagine there are some situations where someone would shove an entire cake in your face, and maybe that's a surprise rather than something you would do, you know, by choice. Normally, we would take a piece and then another and another, and we would enjoy it, like really, really, really enjoy it. And we would finish it pretty quickly because we were enjoying it. Now, eating a piece of cake, I think, is not what I consider hard work. It's simple, it's delicious, and it's delightful, right? So, with any overwhelming project, I try to see my source of pressure itself as cake. It sounds strange, but as cake. And then I approach the project itself, like the process within the project, with the love that I have for cake. How can I enjoy this rather than it being a punishment for me? Now, what I mean by an overwhelming project or task is, say, studying for your exams or doing your taxes or preparing for a presentation, maybe doing an audition for something or tackling some sort of a home project, like that one place in everybody's house that is always messy. We feel all kinds of feelings, right? No matter which scenario it might be in your life. With exams, what is it? It's maybe fear or dread that if we don't get high enough marks, we will lose face or feel ashamed. With taxes, or accounts, it's sometimes feeling annoyed, feeling irritated, or resisting it because it feels boring or tedious. With an audition, there's this fear, what if I don't get picked? What if I don't make the cut? What does that mean about me? And there's this fear of, again, judgment and rejection, right? And with cleaning that messy room or cupboard or going through old papers, first of all, a lot of people feel guilt that they let it pile up, and then they don't want to deal with it because before something gets clean, it often gets more messy. And so much of the time we resist it, we procrastinate, and then, we get distracted by other stuff, or we do things out of fear of punishment, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of rejection. Now, when we let fear rule our decision making, what we actually do is relinquish control over our lives one decision at a time. And little by little, we become more reactive and less proactive. If we don't We don't end up participating in the direction of the path we take. We just kind of allow it, accept it without asking questions. And if some of you remember, I've asked this before in a different session, what is the opposite of distraction? I wonder if you remember that. What is the opposite of distraction? A lot of people will think it's focus. And I think the challenge is the opposite of distraction is not focus, it's attraction, it's love. When you're attracted to something, you invest in it. And that is why I go back to the love of cake. So, if I'm talking about my exams, what can I love about my exams? How can I fall in love with each subject that I'm studying? Can I study with enjoyment, with love, with excitement, with a delight to learn, a delight to apply my knowledge, right? Instead of focusing on the marks or the grade that my teacher or my examiner will give me, can I just be excited about ideas that spark my curiosity? Can I put in time and effort from a place of love, of cake, and of studies, rather than fear or dread if I don't get good marks? And the same kind of thing can be applied to taxes. One of my favorite authors is Louise Hay, and she asks if we can feel grateful while doing our taxes because we had money to spend, we had money that we earned, and that is part of taxes. That's part of paying bills, is that cyclical nature of abundance. And then, with an audition, who knows what amazing opportunities are waiting for me. And if I lose the fear, or I kind of just put the fear aside of whether or not I'm going to get picked and just enjoy singing for the sake of singing, or acting for the sake of acting, or writing for the sake of writing, how will my performance be? And then, of course, with the messy room in the house, because we know we all have it, what things that were lost will I find? Can I be excited about cleaning because it's like a treasure hunt? What funny memories will I remember and thank and then release? How will I feel when this entire space is decluttered? How will I welcome new energy and flow? Can I be attracted to this goal of re-energizing my space and my life, and bring clarity to my mind as I clean? And most importantly, this is where cake comes in. Can I take it just one bit at a time? Like Pranam Pepe says, I like to eat cake slowly, right? Instead of shoving the whole cake in my mouth, can I relish one small piece at a time, one bite at a time? Because that is how we eat cake. So today, as we do our breathing, it's a Friday, right? We made it through another week, my loves. Let's breathe together and let's think of cake. Penny just got online and she just told me about an amazing pie that she made the other day that was full of chocolate. And so let's think of cake, all right? And let's think of that one place of pressure in our lives. Is it an exam? Is it an audition? Is it a presentation? Is it a tough conversation? Is it a new project? Is it a course that I'm building and I don't know where to start? What is it? And as we inhale and exhale in our own pace, breathing in and breathing out, let's think of cake. How can I find joy in this one project, in this one task? And how can I enjoy bite by bite, relishing every little aspect of it, just like I do with a favorite piece of cake? Prabhat says, I love when cake dissolves and melts down, and that feeling is so calm. Yes, and I feel it even for ice cream. I always find that instead of chewing ice cream, I just kind of allow myself to take that time to just let it melt. The joy of that is really exquisite. And so how can I make every little project in my life an exquisite endeavor. So let's one last time together as a circle, as a family, take a nice deep breath in of calmness, of stillness, of delight, of glee for cake. And exhale, letting go of any sort of fear or worry or anxiety or stress, because eating cake is a delight. All right, my beautifuls. I am just so happy thinking of cake. And one more thing about cake, and now I'm not talking metaphorically, I'm talking about the real deal. My dad always said to eat cake without guilt. If you were craving a piece of cake, enjoy that one piece. Maybe don't eat the whole cake, just for your health or diabetes or whatever it is, right? And if you really want something, just enjoy it without feeling bad about it, because it is going to make that moment so much more pleasurable. Everything has a context, everything has a certain harmony that we can bring into our lives. And let's give ourselves permission to enjoy our cake and eat it too, actually. All right, beautifuls. I have some news. I plan to take a week off. I had to think a lot about this. I'm going to take a week off next week, and I have exciting news, which is one, that I am going to be shifting all these Keeping It Light sessions to my artist page, which is Annette Philip Official. If you look for that on facebook.com/Annette Philip Official, that is the page. If you aren't already following, please do, so that we can stay in touch and so that you won't miss any of the sessions if you would like to join. If you're joining on YouTube, of course, subscribe. That's the best way. I am working on the podcast. It's coming soon. We already started a Keeping It Light circle. That's another page that we are planning beautiful, beautiful, conversations, panel discussions, workshops to talk about very specific things, ranging from gender to, ideologies, to anxiety, to you name it. We're really, really going to go in depth and, create a space of vulnerability and openness. And yes, I am taking a week off. I am getting new gear so that I can up level how these sessions go out. I've been gathering all your amazing feedback, and I'm really going to try to really make it even better. So I wish you a beautiful week. I'm going to miss you next week, and I know that we'll stay in touch. All of us have been texting and DMing, so please do send me messages and stay in touch, and also continue to send ideas for topics that you want to discuss. And I will see you in 1 week's time, Monday after next. And I love you all so, so, so much. Please have an amazing weekend, an amazing Friday, and eat cake if you feel like it. Mwah! Bye, darlings. Thank you for everything. I will see you really soon. Bye.